What's up, boys? We're back at it again with another absolute banger of a video. Really excited for this one because in this video, I'm going to be demonstrating why if you're not using cost caps, you might as well uninstall Facebook ads and Shopify forever. So as you guys know, this is the store that I basically revealed a few days ago. Just basically going full reveal. I'm not trying to hold anything back. Basically just peeling the curtains back on how to actually set up a proper store and start generating consistent profit with it. You guys have seemed to really enjoy watching me generate sales on this and actually scale it up. So I am going to plan to invest a little bit more time into this. But for today's video, I just want to showcase why, if you're not using cost caps, you probably should uninstall Facebook ads and just quit dropshipping forever. And you're going to see why in this video. So make sure you stick around to the end, unless you have zero attention span and you want to click off and go watch another cat video or something. But if you want to do that, go for it. But if you actually want to see a broken cheat code way to actually run Facebook ads where they only spend if you make a profit and they actually protect your downside and they actually work with you to achieve your goals, then keep watching the rest of this video. So let's go ahead and dive in. And as you guys know, I've been running on this very basic general store to really demonstrate the fact that product market fit and having the right product is so much more important than people realize. And even if you're selling problem solving stuff, yes, you need really good creative, but having a product that people actually want to buy is still 80% of the work in this business and will always be. And when you're selling problem solving stuff, remember that you guys are competing against actual legitimate brands and businesses who have their own content, who have venture funding, who have teams to handle their website, their creative, their ads, their inventory supply chain. You are going up against literal teams of salaried employees to try and compete with them for their customers. And so when you move and shift to non-problem solving markets, you enter into a space where you're no longer competing against teams that are full force on creating creatives and really good ads and really good marketing material. Instead, you start competing against teams that are really good at curating products. And curating products is actually a really easy thing to do on AliExpress, which is why this strategy works so well. So I've been yapping for a while. Let's jump into the ad count. And I want to demonstrate an actual really bad day of performance that we had on the store on the 28th. And as you can see, the return on ad spend was 0.49. And I have a lot of different campaigns running in this account. Obviously some that have spent almost their full daily budget. And I had all of these cost cap campaigns running, and every campaign that you see running here is an individual product that is driving traffic to the product page. And so on the 28th, where most advertisers would probably freak out when they see a 0.49 return on ad spend, I didn't touch anything. The reason why I didn't touch anything is because I'm using cost caps. I'm giving Facebook a target or a parameter that prevents it from spending unless it can get me conversions at this specific target. Now you might be wondering, okay, Anthony, you're saying that, but you literally flopped and did a 0.49 return on ad spend. Now that is okay. I'm okay with this because I have given Facebook the parameter for spend. And I've installed the cost cap into each of my campaigns. I don't know why I said installed. I basically selected a cost cap such that the campaign is designed only to spend when it can hit my target CPA. Now, a really important thing to remember is that the cost per result goal and how Facebook delivers against that cost cap is 1000% predicated on the attribution window that you set. So on a 7-day click attribution window, Facebook essentially thinks that whatever cost per result goal target that you set, so for example, if I click into the high waist sculpt leggings here, if I set a $24 cost cap and my attribution setting is set to 7-day click, Facebook thinks that it has 7 days to get me eventually to an average of a $24 cost cap across the duration of my attribution window. So if I have one bad day of performance, I cannot turn off my campaigns. I cannot react and get reactive inside of my ad account and start turning things off, like a chicken with my head cut off or a chicken with my ball sack cut off. I have to remain calm, because if I don't remain calm, I could potentially kill my garden after planting seeds before the crops actually grow. Hopefully that makes sense. But when you run cost caps on a 7-day click window and Facebook thinks that it has 7 days to actually get you that performance target, then you might have really bad performance on this one day that's eventually going to lead to better performance further down the line. And you won't actually know that unless you let the campaign run, unless you give the campaign the full attribution window timeline to actually eventually average you out. And remember, Facebook is also adjusting its delivery on the ad spend based on the available supply of conversions at your target CPA. And if you have a 7-day click window, Facebook might be spending a bunch of money on day 1, 2, and 3 so that you can reap those rewards on day 4, 5, and 6. And so I didn't touch anything inside my ad account, even though most beginner advertisers, me a few months ago, probably would have just clicked into here and freaked out. And so if we actually take a look on the second day, nothing changed. No budget changed. In fact, I actually launched even more campaigns. And what do you know? 214 spend, 6 conversions, 2.26 average return on ad spend. So the very next day, literally the very next day, my performance got better. I didn't have to touch anything. My spend cut in half, and my return on ad spend went from, if we look at the 28th, 0.49 and shot all the way up to 2.26, all without me having to touch anything, because my cost caps started to rein in. All I did was drop the cap slightly because I was the performance that I was getting was a little bit above my actual target. So I dropped the cost caps, my spend dropped, but my return on ad spend increased. And I actually was able to launch more campaigns and test even more products without having to worry about my spend going way over budget because I have the cost cap target built in. So as you can see, some of these campaigns on the 28th, let's go back to the 28th. Okay, $48 in spend, terrible, right? Very next day, boom, 2 conversions, 1.63 return on ad spend. Here's another example. One of my best performing campaigns, 28th, right? No conversions. Very next day, 29 spend. And this is actually a campaign that I'm trying to figure out what I should actually do and how I want to optimize this campaign. Because as you can see, I have a 4.82 return on ad spend on 259 in spend. And I actually want to figure out ways to scale past this and increase my cost caps. But this is a really good example, guys, of what it looks like when you're actually running the caps, running on cost caps, and you're not getting in the way of performance. Okay. So if you are running cost cap campaigns, if you're watching my videos, you're seeing me scale up these stores and you're running cost caps and you're using a 7-day click window, you have to be ready for days of spend where performance looks really bad. And that is because you are literally giving Facebook 7 days, a 7-day window to get you this conversion target as an average across the attribution window. So if we go into the actual settings and read cost per result goal, it says Meta will aim to get the most purchase and try to keep the average cost around $35. Some results may cost more and some may cost less. So that means it can get you a bunch of $100 purchases and a bunch of $20 purchases, so long as over 7 days, it actually averages you out to $35. And if you don't touch most cost cap campaigns, if they continue to spend over 7 to 14-day periods of time, they actually will average you out. It is very rare to see a campaign getting consistent spend, not averaging out to the cost per result goal target that you set. In instances where it doesn't hit that cost cap target, usually the spend has completely atrophied to either anywhere from 5 to 10% or lower than that. So for every $100 of ad budget, I'm spending $10 or less. In a case like that where it's completely atrophied, that is when you will actually not hit your cost per result goal target. But if the campaign is spending and it's spending a lot, that is a good sign. If anything, do not turn off the campaign. If you have to, lower your daily budget to a budget that you can actually sustain and are actually willing to spend, because it's better that you keep the budget low and allow Facebook to continue spending on the cost cap, as opposed to you having one really bad day of performance where your CPA shoots up, your spend shoots up, and you freak out, and then you start turning things off. You want to avoid that as much as possible. So in the case where you have a cost cap campaign that is set to your target CPA, so in this case, this is set to my target. If I hit $35 on this campaign, I'm very profitable. And as you can see, I'm hitting on average a $23 CPA and I'm getting a 5 return on ad spend on a product in testing that has no marketing on it. Look at this thing. All right. Let's click into that. So it's just a pair of shoes, right? If we click in, you guys can steal this and run it up if you want. I really don't care. Look at this. Nothing on the product page. ChatGPT description, bullet point features, size chart. No testimonials, no nothing. No UGC, no nothing. Literally just, you can find this product on AliExpress. You can find it on Temu. Look at that. Temu, Shein, some other dropshipper. I swear to God, someone's watching my videos, bro. Someone is watching my videos. Or either that or they found this first. Oh, this is textbook, whoever this is, not to put them on blast. But again, everyday normal products, throw them up on cost cap campaigns. But for those of you guys, because I've had several people attempt to run cost cap campaigns and they always say, oh shoot, the spend is going up. And I go, how long has it been running? And they're like, a day. It's like, yeah, that's probably why you're not seeing the performance yet, because you need to give Facebook time to actually optimize and hit your conversion window, or hit the cost cap target against your conversion window that you're setting. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Just wanted to give you a very quick one for today and really talk through how to get used to the spending behavior on cost caps, because it's very different to what you're accustomed to if you've never run cost cap campaigns in the past. So you have to be used to, especially if you're on 7-day click, which is why I've recently started launching most of my campaigns more recently on a 1-day click window, because I'm experimenting with setting a tighter attribution window, but still setting my cost caps against the target. So that way Facebook essentially has 1 day to achieve my cost per result goal target that I'm setting, as opposed to 7 days, which I'm theorizing should help with controlling the spend more while still allowing me to have cost caps as a form of downside mitigation when I'm testing any product. But that being said, you have to get used to the spend delivery. If you've just launched a cost cap campaign and you're evaluating performance day to day, you need to zoom out. If you're running a 7-day attribution window, that campaign needs to run for a minimum of 7 days before you make any decisions. I know I've said 3 days in the past, but I'm seeing 3 days of shit performance and then 4 days of really good performance after. And then lo and behold, across 7 days, I'm actually at my CPA target, which is what happens to a lot of these products. I get really shit spend for the first 1 to 2 days. And then boom, days 3, 4, 5 are fantastic. Really low spend, 4, 5, 6 plus return on ad spends. And they average out those really bad days. And I have to remember, and you guys have to remember too, you are literally telling Facebook that it has 7 days. So if you see that bad spend, the last thing you should do is pause the campaign or even touch the cost cap. What you should do instead is lower the budget to a budget that you can actually sustain at that spend, assuming that it continues to spend, because it would be better for you to drop the budget and allow the campaign to continue spend across the full attribution setting timeline, so across the full 7 days, than for you to pause the campaign entirely just because of that 1 bad day of spend. Because again, you're potentially planting seeds and removing them from the ground before you've actually had enough time to reap the benefits of planting those seeds. And that is kind of a weird analogy. And I stole that from Andrew Ferris, who is a master wizard at running bid caps and cost controls in general. But when I read that tweet, that completely changed my paradigm as to how to manage cost caps day to day, or cost control campaigns day to day, such that if it's on a 7-day click, you have to zoom out. You're giving Facebook 7 days to average you out to that cost per result goal target. If you're looking day to day and it's not hitting it, assess performance across 7 days, especially if you have just launched a campaign. You're going to need a minimum of 7 days. Otherwise, it's way too early, because you're literally giving Facebook 7 days to average you out to that target. And that 1 really bad day of spend might just be generating the impressions and the clicks that will eventually turn into conversions later on down the line. You could think of it almost like an investment portfolio, where you might be down today, or like when you're buying the dip, whatever, you're waiting for a stock to go down, then you're waiting for it to go up. It's kind of similar when you're running cost cap campaigns. You're expensing a lot of bad spend, or quote bad spend, because you're fishing for the awareness and interest that will eventually turn into conversions later on down the line. And the 28th to the 29th in this ad account was a perfectly good example, where the very next day and the subsequent days performance was much stronger, spend reduced in half, and the return on ad spend more than tripled. It was like quadrupled in this account. So that is going to do it for this video, guys. If you've been running on cost controls, and this is just a healthy reminder of how to actually zoom out a little bit and to give the campaign some breathing room so you can actually let the cost caps do their thing and actually reward you with better performance and downside protection. Because if you're not allowing them, especially if you're running on 7-day click, to optimize, then you're potentially killing those campaigns too early, and you're basically spending a bunch of money and you're not giving the campaign enough time to reap the benefits. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Hope you got a ton of value out of this as always. I know you guys have been loving the content where I'm actually showcasing the store. I am doing a full-blown case study and masterclass inside of my community, God Tier Ecom on School. So if you want to see the behind the scenes as to how I built the store, how I pick products, how I set up the testing campaigns, and how I'm setting up my cost caps fully in depth, then make sure you check out the first thing in the description to join God Tier Ecom. We're trying to make a push to win the school games, which means the price is the lowest it will ever be before it eventually goes up. So if you want to get access to the masterclass, as well as 3 weekly Q&As, a free one-on-one coaching call if you join today, over $1,000 worth of free shared spy tool accounts, PP ads, FastMoss, Calidata, Lumen theme, all with a 7-day money-back guarantee, then check out the first thing in the description to join God Tier Ecom. Again, 7-day money-back guarantee. So if you try it, join, hate it, you can get your money back. No questions asked. Otherwise, hope you guys got a ton of value out of this. As always, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I read all and reply to the comments as much as possible. So appreciate the love on the channel as of late. If you did enjoy, leave a comment below. Let me know if you're using cost caps and if you're actually seeing value out of them, because I've seen a couple people testing on cost caps in the comments of previous videos. Give me an update on how they're running. And if they're not running as well, maybe I can help out in the comments. Otherwise, first link in the description to join God Tier Ecom. Otherwise, hope you got a ton of value. As always, leave a like if you did. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of the day wherever you're watching this, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.